Beneath the Red Sea, something ancient waits in silence. For thousands of years, the water above has shifted and moved, currents passing without memory, while below, history has remained perfectly still. Sunlight fades quickly at this depth, and sound dissolves into a muted stillness. What lies here has been hidden longer than any written record, preserved not by intention, but by time itself. An ancient vessel begins to take shape below. At first it is only a shadow, an outline barely distinguishable from the seabed. As the diver descends, the shape resolves into timbers, long since stripped of color, softened by centuries of salt and pressure. The ship does not announce itself. It reveals itself slowly, as though reluctant to be found. This ship sailed over 3,000 years ago. It moved across these waters when Egypt was at the height of its power, when pharaohs ruled as gods on earth, and the Red Sea was not a boundary, but a sacred route. The wood beneath the diver's light once creaked under sail, once answered to the wind, once carried voices now long forgotten. Stone anchors confirm its ancient Egyptian origin. Massive and unmistakable, they rest exactly where they fell, shaped by human hands and worn smooth by time. These anchors were not tools of conquest, but of devotion, used by ships that carried offerings, not armies. Their presence ties this wreck to a civilization that measured eternity in stone. Cargo still rests where it was loaded. Nothing has been scattered by storms. Nothing looted by time. Crates remain stacked as they were placed by ancient hands, sealed with care, never meant to be reopened until they reached their destination. The sea, indifferent and patient, has guarded them ever since. The contents remain untouched by time. Silt drapes over the cargo like a burial shroud. Inside these containers, objects remain exactly as they were left. No human eyes have seen them since the day the ship vanished. This is not ruin. This is suspension. Sacred items meant for the pharaoh's temples. These were not trade goods. They were offerings, symbols of loyalty, faith, and divine obligation. Gold shaped for ritual. Objects crafted not for use, but for reverence. Each piece carried meaning far beyond its material value. This ship carried offerings of great importance. Its voyage was not optional. It was ceremonial. Failure was unthinkable. Yet here it lies, silent proof that even divine missions were not immune to the sea. Its construction matches vessels of Egypt's new kingdom. Every joint, every plank, every design choice aligns with what historians know of Egypt's golden age. This was a ship built with intention and precision, meant to honor gods and kings alike. A pharaoh's cargo ship, lost since 1300 BC. Its disappearance was never recorded. No inscription mourned it. No temple wall preserved its fate. Until now, the diver moves closer to the heart of the ship. Each movement is slow, deliberate. One careless fin stroke could disturb sediment that has not moved since antiquity. The wreck does not forgive intrusion. It only allows observation. A collapsed opening reveals the interior. Time has broken what the sea could not. The deck has fallen inward, creating a passage into darkness. Beyond it lies the private world of the ship, sealed away from history. No one has entered this space for millennia. Not a thief, not a scholar, not even the sea itself. The silt inside rests undisturbed, as if the ship sank only yesterday. Ceramic jars once held ritual supplies. They line the interior, cracked but intact, their surfaces etched with mineral growth. Oils, incense, sacred substances, all intended to fuel ceremonies that never happened. One crew member never escaped the sinking. Bones rest against collapsed timber, arranged not by ritual, but by gravity. There is no violence here, only suddenness. The quiet end of a life far from shore. Only bones remain of the ancient sailor. No name, no marker, no record. Just proof that this was not merely a ship of objects, but of people. A personal chest lies beside the remains. It is smaller than the ceremonial cargo, more intimate. Something brought aboard not for gods or kings, but for survival, memory, or comfort. Hieroglyphs mark ownership and purpose. Faint carvings emerge beneath corrosion, symbols of identity, status, intention. Even here, even in death, order was preserved. Its contents remain sealed by time. The diver does not open it. Some boundaries remain unbroken. Some stories remain better told through silence. The ship keeps many secrets hidden, and it always will. No exploration reveals everything. It only reminds us of how much remains unknowable. The diver returns to the outer deck. Light shifts as the interior darkness gives way to open water. The wreck breathes again under the beam of the torch. The deck has collapsed under centuries of pressure. Weight, time, and the slow insistence of the sea have bent wood and broken structure. What was once solid is now fragile. A larger cargo chest comes into view. Heavier, reinforced, designed to protect what lay inside from more than just water. This chest was never meant to be opened at sea. It was built to arrive whole, to be unveiled in ceremony, surrounded by priests and incense, not darkness and silence. The seal finally breaks after millennia. Sediment blooms into the water like smoke as the lid shifts. History exhales. Sacred statues lie hidden inside. Their forms are unmistakable. Gods rendered in gold and stone, dulled but unbroken. Even now, they command presence. Even marine life now guards the treasure. Small fish weave between the statues, indifferent to their meaning, yet part of their protection. Nature has become the final custodian. Cargo securing tools remain in place. Ropes, weights, and fittings lie exactly where they were dropped in urgency or routine. No one had time to clean. No one had time to flee properly. The ship's purpose becomes unmistakable. This was a floating temple, a sacred extension of the Pharaoh's will. This vessel carried offerings for a pharaoh, and in failing to deliver them, it became something else entirely. A tomb, a time capsule, a message across centuries. The diver moves toward the stern section. The journey continues, deeper into consequence. The steering system lies destroyed. What once guided the ship failed in its final moments. Control was lost before hope. This once guided the ship across the Red Sea, across trade routes and sacred passages, across history. Another crew member remains at his post. Even in death, duty held him in place. Death came quickly when the ship failed. There was no long struggle, only realization and then silence. Personal valuables fell during the chaos. Small things, once treasured, now meaningless in survival's final seconds. Each piece was handcrafted centuries ago, touched by hands that believed in tomorrow. The stern tells a final, human story, not of gods or gold, but of people. The exploration continues forward. There is still more to see. More secrets remain within the wreck. And with every revelation, the silence grows heavier. The mast base marks the ship center. Here, everything converged: sail, crew, cargo, purpose. Ropes still cling to the mast. Frozen mid-task, mid-journey, mid-life. Stone ballast kept the ship stable. Carefully chosen, carefully placed, now permanently still. Each stone was carefully shaped. Nothing here was accidental. A narrow passage runs along the hull. Confined. Forgotten. More cargo lines the hull. Supplies meant for a voyage never completed. Bronze tools once served the crew. Now they serve only as evidence. Nothing here has been disturbed. Not by time. Not by man. The diver withdraws from the passage. Some places do not invite longer visits. The ship's story grows clearer. Not through words, but through silence, preservation, and loss. Beneath the Red Sea, something ancient waits in silence. For thousands of years, the water above has moved endlessly, currents shifting, temperatures changing, life passing by, while below, history has remained untouched. Light fades rapidly at this depth, swallowed by blue and green darkness. Sound is muted, movement slowed. What lies here has been preserved not by intention, but by time itself. An ancient vessel begins to take shape below. At first it is no more than a shadow, barely distinct from the seabed. As the diver descends, the outline sharpens. Long wooden timbers softened by centuries, their surfaces coated in algae and coral. This ship does not reveal itself all at once. It emerges slowly, as if reluctant to disturb its own slumber. This ship sailed over 3,000 years ago. It crossed these waters when Egypt stood at the height of its power, when pharaohs ruled as divine figures and the Red Sea served as a sacred passage rather than a barrier. The timbers illuminated by the divers' light once carried voices, commands, prayers, sounds long erased by the sea. Stone anchors confirm its ancient Egyptian origin. Massive and unmistakable, they lie exactly where they were dropped, shaped by skilled hands and worn smooth by time. These anchors were not tools of conquest or war. They belonged to ceremonial vessels, ships that carried devotion rather than soldiers, faith rather than force. Cargo still rests where it was loaded. Wooden crates remain stacked with purpose, unmoved since the day the ship sank. No storm scattered them. No looter disturbed them. They sit exactly as ancient sailors left them, sealed and waiting for a destination never reached. The contents remain untouched by time. Fine sediment coats every surface like a burial shroud, preserving what lies beneath. Inside these crates are objects unseen for millennia, protected by darkness, pressure, and the indifference of the sea. This is not decay. This is suspension. Sacred items meant for the pharaoh's temples. These were not ordinary goods. They were offerings, objects crafted for ritual, shaped with reverence, destined for sacred spaces. Each carried meaning beyond gold or stone, representing loyalty to gods and kings alike. This ship carried offerings of great importance. Its journey was ceremonial, its mission absolute. Failure was never an option, yet here the vessel rests, silent proof that even divine purpose could be undone by the sea. Its construction matches vessels of Egypt's new kingdom. Every plank, every joint, every design element aligns with what historians know of Egypt's most powerful era. This was a ship built with intention, precision, and belief, a floating extension of royal authority. A pharaoh's cargo ship, lost since 1300 BC. No record speaks of its fate. No inscription mourns its loss. It vanished without history noticing, until now. The diver moves closer to the heart of the ship. Each movement is slow and controlled. One careless fin stroke could disturb sediment untouched since antiquity. This wreck does not tolerate intrusion. It allows only observation. A collapsed opening reveals the interior. Time has broken what the sea preserved. The deck has fallen inward, opening a passage into darkness. Beyond it lies the private world of the ship, sealed away from sunlight and memory. No one has entered this space for millennia. Not a thief, not a scholar, not even the sea itself. Fine silt lies perfectly still, as if waiting for the return of those who never came back. Ceramic jars once held ritual supplies. They sit where they fell, cracked but intact, their surface surfaces etched with mineral growth. Oils, incense, sacred compounds, materials meant to fuel ceremonies that were never performed. One crew member never escaped the sinking. Human bones rest against collapsed timber, arranged not by ritual, but by gravity. There is no violence here, only suddenness. A life ended far from shore. Only bones remain of the ancient sailor. No name is preserved. No marker remains. Only proof that the ship carried people, not just treasure. A personal chest lies beside the remains. Smaller than the ceremonial cargo, it speaks of individuality, something brought aboard for memory, comfort, or survival. Hieroglyphs mark ownership and purpose. Faint symbols emerge beneath corrosion, identifying the chest and its role. Even here, even in death, order was maintained.